Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me using the products that I pulled in this past makeup basket. Plus we're also going to be doing kind of the look that I used for Valentine's night. So we didn't really do anything like go anywhere for Valentine's night, but I did make a special dinner for my husband, so I thought it would be nice for me to look nice for him. So I'll show you the look that I pulled together for that, but also we're going to be going through the rest of the assumptions. I think we're going to get through all of them today. I think there might be some in like the comment section, but I'm going to have to go through and find those. Right now I'm just looking at the community tab, those on there. So we're going to do a little bit of everything today. So I hope you guys are ready for it. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put a little bit of this Sick a Pair by Dr. Jart. This I'm going to put on to get rid of some of the redness, because I do have quite a bit of redness going on my skin right now because Shark Week is here, because, you know, that makes Valentine's even more special. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on my hand here. See, I've got like a spot over here. I've got my glasses mark that has really, I fell asleep with my glasses on yesterday and then I left them on all night actually. So I think that might have given me some glasses marks that are not going to go away. So unfortunately. So now I'm just going to put this into my skin. It really does help with the redness because I have, like I said, quite a bit of redness going on, especially in this area right here right now. So it'll help with that. And then we're going to give ourselves a pretty look here today. Nice glowy Valentine's-y look. I had such a great dinner with my husband. I made him his favorite meal. He bought me a really cool gift for Valentine's, so we're going to do a little video on that later. I'm not going to talk about it today, but it's something cool for you guys to see and everything. So, oh my gosh, there's a hair in my mouth. Oh, do you guys ever get that? Like, you can feel the hair in your mouth. There it goes. I got it. I hate that. Like, hair is like one of those things that really gross me out. Like, I remember when I was pregnant with my first son and I had a hair in my cereal bowl. That was it. Like, it was over. So now I'm going to go in with the Volition Prismatic Luminizing Shield that says SPF 50 in it. I really like that it has a high SPF in it. But this does do a great job of giving my skin a nice illumination as well. So I like that also. That makes me happy. So this is very, very liquidy though. So just be careful with it so you don't spill it, because it's pretty runny. I guess it's all the SPF. I'm not sure why it's so runny, to be honest with you. It doesn't smell super SPF-y, so if you don't like that scent of SPF, then I think you might be alright with this. And it's not super greasy, so it works good on my dry skin because it does have some sort of like feel to it, so it feels a little bit more moisturizing. But it also gives my skin a nice glowy appearance, so I really do like this. And because it kind of like has that SPF to it, it's kind of toning down a little bit more, even more of the redness, which makes me happy because I've got, like I said, a lot to cover. Got a lot to cover here today. So we've got that all on now. That's ready to go. Alright, so the first question here, or the first assumption, is Stevie Lawrence. I think that's where we're at, but I'm not positive. If I've already done this question, I do apologize. She says, I assume you love trashy reality TV shows. Don't technically like trashy TV shows. No, that's not true. I do. I like, there's one, it's called, oh my gosh, what is it called? Oh, Love After Lockup or something like that. That one's a really good show. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show, but it's a pretty good show. That's a really good one. But I love, like, I like watching YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Like, one of my favorite YouTubers, which I know she's not a favorite for everybody, but I like Trisha Paytas. So I'm going to use the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer. So this is white, so it's going to help to tone down. My foundation is way too dark. I tried it by itself and it was like, that's not going to happen. So I do like quite a bit of the white, and then I go in with a pump or two of the Too Faced, and then I'm just going to mix it together onto the top of my hand here. And this is going to tone it down quite a bit. You're going to see, like, it's big time difference. I'll show you, maybe I can show you a little squirt of it just by itself before the mixer. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but look at the difference in color. So it's definitely a lot lighter now. So I'll mix that in as well because I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste my favorite foundation. That's one of my favorite foundations ever. So this looks like it's going to be a good color match anyway. So I'm going to go in with my beauty blender and just, ugh, I got it all over my fingernails. That's the one thing bad about fingernails, like you get everything underneath of them. So I'm just going to pick this up with my beauty blender. So anyway, like I was saying, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, but I do watch a lot of YouTube. So in YouTube, I like Trisha Paytas, I like Jason Nash, I like David Dobrik, I like, who else do I like that's kind of more like a little bit more unusual. Who else? Let me see. Liza Koshy. I like Liza. Jenna Marbles. I think she's pretty funny. I love when she does her videos with her dogs. Her dog stuff is hilarious. When she had like the wedding for her dogs. Oh my gosh, that was really, really funny. Shane Dawson. I like Shane Dawson. So I just like a lot of YouTube videos, honestly. So if I want something different that's not like beauty YouTube videos, I watch those people. So I like watching a lot of that. Shane Dawson with his conspiracy theory thing is really cool lately. Oh, somebody new I've been watching is, oh my gosh, what is his name? He is the, oh my gosh, what is his name? Everybody, Chris something. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what his name is. I'll have to find his channel and link it below for you guys. But he'll go through like YouTube videos and like find out things that can help you as like a person to grow and learn from these things that YouTubers are portraying and showing on YouTube. And he's just really smart. I think his mom is a psychologist. He's not a psychologist, but he is somehow he does like something with like helping with that type of stuff. So he can help a lot of people out. Like he's always talking about Trisha Paytas's videos, how she and Jason Nash were just very, I don't know, not so good for each other. So he's really good. He's very, very smart. He seems like he knows what he's talking about, and he's grown exponentially lately. So his channel is going crazy. Oh my gosh. I think I might have put a little too much white in there. From here, like in my mirror, it matches well. But there it looks like it's not matching so well. Hopefully it's not showing up as pale as it looks on the monitor. I hope not anyway. I don't want that. So I'm gonna make sure I get right here, my nose. I always forget that spot for some reason. And then I'll look later on and I'm like, whoa, did you even try? So yeah, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, but I do watch a lot of YouTube. That's my favorite thing. The next one is Veronica Borges. She says, I'm assuming that you like to eat healthy and you like to cook and you're also a wine lover. I do love wine. I love Moscato. Moscato is my favorite wine. Actually, I've recently purchased myself like a little bitty, it's like a small wine fridge. It holds, I think, 6 bottles of wine. And I really like that because I don't drink a whole lot, so it's not like I'm like drinking very often. But when you have company over, it's nice to have a bottle of wine ready and chilled and have different varieties. And there's a bunch of wine vineyards around near where we live. So even though I don't technically like their wines, mostly because they're so dry and bitter, I like a more very, very sweet wine. Anything that's dry and bitter, I'm like, ugh, no, that's not for me. So I've learned that I really like Moscato. I'm trying to find like what are the most sweet wines. So if you guys know any sweet wines, let me know, because that's what I really like, is the more sweet wines. It tastes almost like grape juice. So if it tastes like grape juice, I'm probably gonna like it. But if it tastes like rubbing alcohol, I'm probably not gonna like it. Because that's what I think a lot of the other, like the dry ones, they just remind me of like rubbing alcohol. They're so strong. I'm like, ugh. Nah, I don't like anything super strong. I'm not a big time drinker in the first place, so for me to be able to enjoy a glass of wine, it has to be like super sweet and just delicious. Otherwise, I'm not gonna drink it. It's just, no, that's not for me. Do I like to cook? I love to cook. Right now I'm using a program I'm going to be doing a video on for you guys as well. It's a program called Plated. I'm using that, and I want to let you guys know about it and everything. I am purchasing it on my own, so I'm paying for everything on my own. It's not like they're paying me or anything, but I want to give you guys my honest opinion on their service and whether or not I feel like it's a good one. We're thinking about trying a couple different ones. Like I want to try HelloFresh. I think it's that what it's called? Yeah. HelloFresh, and then there's, oh my gosh, there's so many different ones out right now, honestly. There's a ton of different meal, like at-home meal plans. So right now I'm really enjoying Plated though, because Plated seems to give you really good portion sizes. So, but I will be doing a complete video on that as well, because I want to show like how they package everything, what all comes, and how does it feed your family, and everything that you guys are probably curious about. I've got foundation on my finger. Good job, Tiff. So yeah, I want to do a video on that. So I do love to cook. I love to, like, I'm not typically one that goes by a recipe until I started doing plated though. That's what's weird. It's because before I started this plated thing, I would just kind of like fly by the seat of my pants, just start throwing things into a pan and just being like, hopefully it'll taste good. Because I don't know, I like to do it that way because I've always seen like my grandmother, she used to cook that way. She used to cook with like just whatever, and like she would somehow or another like magically whip up a meal every evening, and it was like, how did she do that? Like she could literally have a pot of beans and make some fresh baked bread and then cut up some onions, and then you would have a dinner. It was just like very simplistic but delicious. So I don't know, I love that she could just take something simple and turn it into a complete meal for a family. I don't know. Anyway, now I'm going to prime my lids. I'm going to use the lemonade. Actually, I'm going to use the lemonade. This one here, the yellow, I'm going to use that to prime my lids. It does a pretty good job. I think my friend had mentioned to try this, Diane, had mentioned to try that on my lids as a primer, and it does do a good job. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I really like my Matte Painterly paint pot, but this does a pretty good job of helping to kind of conceal out some discoloration, and it like just gives yourself a good base, like a good canvas. So that's what I'm all in looking for, basically, just to help, something to help get rid of any discoloration and give myself a good base to start with. So that's what I was looking for in an eye primer. That's what I like. And for some reason, I don't think I pulled an eye primer this week. That's why I was using this. Even though I pulled, I think, 3 concealers. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to do that. I'm really smart like that sometimes. She says, I think that you're a very nice person and you have a nice house with a beautiful view. Thank you so much. I think I'm a good person. Do we have a nice house? I think we have a house that, for the area that we live in, I think it's a very nice house. I mean, it's not anything by any means. We're not like a mansion or anything like that. We don't live in anything like that. But we do have a bigger house. We expanded it to our house. When we first moved here, the house was pretty small. And my husband and I, we saved money, and because we had a child and then another child on the way, so we were like trying to save money in order to add on to the house that we purchased, this house here. And then finally we saved enough that we could afford to add on to the house, and then we added on and made the house a lot bigger. But we are planning to, our goal is to add on one more time to the house, and we're going to extend out from our bedroom area and the kitchen area. And so it's going to make me like finally a nice big walk-in closet for my stuff that I probably don't need. And then it's also going to give me a separate beauty room that won't have a walk-through. It'll be connected to our bedroom. So that's our goal for doing it, but I don't know when it'll happen because, you know, things happen. We have a son who's in college. He's in his senior year of college, so we're trying to help him out by paying for that for him, because I think it's hard enough to be an adult, much less come out of college and have all those college bills to pay for. So that was our gift to him, was to pay for him to go to college. So now I'm going to, okay, she says you love gardening and you are your very own successful business that allows you to enjoy the many things that women love. So do I love gardening? I love to go outside and plant the flowers. I'm not very good at making them grow for some reason though. They always die. I'm not very good at it. I'm using my Morphe palette, by the way. This is the Morphe, this is the About Last Night palette. So I'm going to go into Showtime. First I use Provocateur all over the lid. I'm going to go into Showtime and I'm going to start putting this into the crease. So yeah, I love to garden, but honestly, I'm not very good at it. I like going out there playing in the dirt, getting my fingers all dirty, taking my shoes off, walking through the yard with no shoes on. I love being barefooted. I do not like wearing shoes most of the time. If you see me at my house, most of the time I either have flip-flops or no shoes. I just love being barefooted. So, which, where we live in a very wooded area. It's probably not the smartest thing because we do have critters like snakes. So I tend to have to figure out how to run pretty quickly if I see a snake because I am petrified of snakes. So I remember there was a funny story I'll tell you guys. Our neighbor down the road from us, she had some goat feed and she thought she would call us and ask us if we wanted some goat feed for our goats because we used to have like 30 goats. And so she called me one day and she's like, hey, she's like, I just wanted to know if you wanted some goat food. And to be honest with you, I just didn't want to take it from somebody strange because I know what we fed our goats. I know that it was fine for them and I just didn't want to be like, yeah, sure, we'll just take some food for our goats and they'll be okay, right? No, I didn't want to do that. So I was just like, no, thank you. You know, we're okay. So anyway, she's sitting there talking. She's like, how do you like it here? It was like right after we've been here for a little while. But anyway, she's like, how do you like living here? And I was like, I like it. I was like, the only thing I don't like is the snakes. She's like, oh, honey. She's like, they won't hurt you. She said, I bring them inside. And I'm like, what? You do what with them? She's like, yeah, I bring them inside. She's like, I have some pet snakes. She's like, I bring them in. And she's like, but the problem is, she said, they started breeding. She's like, so now I have a ton of snakes in my house. And she said, at nighttime, she said, I'll be sleeping and the snakes will be climbing in the windows and knocking stuff down out of the windows. And she said, I'll go to open a cabinet up and a snake will be laying in there. She said, sometimes it startles me. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never coming to your house. No way. So I was just like, what? Who does that? That is crazy. Now I'm going to go into the private room. I was just like so stunned by what she was telling me. I'm like, no way. I've never heard of anybody telling me that they just bring snakes in their house to let them live. Just wild snakes, you know, you're just going to bring them in and let them take over so that at nighttime when you're sleeping, they're just climbing all over your windows. And I'm like, oh my goodness, no. So thankfully she's not a close neighbor, but she is a neighbor. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I told my boys never ever to go to her house because I am petrified of snakes, and if they call me to tell me there's a snake there, I'm probably going to pass out and not be able to help them. I don't like snakes. Don't like them at all. I think a lot of that though has to do with the fact that, first of all, well, snakes are scary to me. I think I've always been a little bit scared of snakes, but my brother also got bit by a copperhead when he was younger. So, and I think that really freaked me out after I found out that he got bit by a copperhead. He was, I don't know how old he was, but he was pretty young, and he was riding his tricycle and the copperhead was laying in like the leaves, and so when he rode his tricycle over top the leaves, the copperhead came up and bit him in the back of the ankle. And he explained to me that it felt like fire going through his leg when it bit him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. So then, of course, when we moved into this house that we live in now, with it being in the middle of the woods, and you know, snakes do tend to live in the woods, I was very paranoid. I didn't want to go outside hardly at all at first. I was like, no, because I had read somewhere, which I don't know if this is true. I'm pretty sure I have no idea. I can't clarify if it's true or not. But I had read somewhere that if you get bit by a snake when you're pregnant, that it can actually kill the baby and then turn the baby gangrene inside of you. And I was like, nope, never going outside. Nope, no, no. So I was super paranoid. So anyway, I don't know how we got all the way to that subject. We were talking about, do I love going outside, I guess. That's how we gotta go. I can go off on a tangent very quickly, guys. You'll see. That's why it's going to take me so long to get through these questions, because I can just tell you guys a whole life story from one question. I'm very talkative. Probably sometimes too talkative. Actually, I read that in my horoscope that I talk too much. And I was like, what? Is there such a thing? Really? So now I'm going to go in with my Morphe palette again, and I'm going to go up to Hot Crowned. What does that say? Hot and Crowded. So I thought it said Hot and Crowned. I'm like, what? So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this right in that same area here, and then we're going to blend it out. This is a little bit more bolder of a look than what I normally do. So that's why I'm kind of showing you guys what I did for Valentine's. I thought it was so cute. So now I'm going to blend this in. Not end. In. We're going to blend it in. Blend, blend, blend. So yeah. So, alright. The next one is Teresa Morgan. She says, I assume you put yourself last when it comes to your family and when it comes to your wants and needs. I mean, I don't put myself completely last, because I mean, you have to try to take care of yourself in order to be able to take care of others. So I do tend to make sure that I am at least healthy. I try to like take my vitamins and try to get as much physical activity in as I possibly can. But I mean, yeah, I do put my whole family before me, because like whatever they need or whatever they want, that's going to come first. But as far as taking care of myself, as far as health-wise, I still try to do that, because I know that's very important, especially for me with somebody who has which we finally realized was a heart condition. So I try to put myself a little bit first in that aspect, but not like in other things. I'm sure, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but anyway. Now I'm going to go in with, actually no, we're not going to use this quite yet. Not quite yet. Now we're going to go over to little Juanita Brush. where's my brush? Here we go. I'm going to use this Vintage Cosmetics brush. I'm going to go into Top Shelf. We're using lots of different colors today, guys. And now I'm just going to put this right here in the outer portion. And we're going to blend that in with the purple. So it's got the green and the purple and the orange. And we'll probably add a little bit more purple to this as well. Did I just go into the purple? No. I'm like, oh my gosh, this looks purple for some reason. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to use our color switch. And we're going to go back into this purple and then this purple. We're going to do both. And we're just going to, we're going to blend again. No worries. We're going to blend. There's lots of blending going on today. So I'm going to take it a little bit into the crease here. I'm just kind of placing it right now with this brush right here, the flat brush. And then we'll blend with the other brush. So no, I do try to put my family first, but like I said, I think we all try to take care of ourselves too though, because it's like when you're on a plane, they tell you to make sure you get the oxygen mask first, because you can't help somebody else unless you helped yourself first. So I do feel like I try to do certain things for myself still by like keeping myself physically okay. I'm not physically fit. I can't say that whatsoever. I used to be. I mean, I was like a hardcore. I would do like the P90X and I would do Insanity. I would do all those workouts that were a little bit crazy. Now with my heart and everything, I'm scared to do a whole lot of crazy exercising because I'm afraid that, because I typically exercise by myself. So if I'm exercising and something bad should happen and there's nobody here, then that worries me. That kind of gives me a little bit of anxiety to think about what if something happens and nobody's here. So that just scares me a little bit. So now I try to do a little bit more easier things. Like I'll just do a lot of walking, maybe jogging, weightlifting, nothing super extreme. So nothing like that anymore. The next person is Treena Goeth. She says, I assume that you just love makeup, that you enjoy doing your YouTube channel, and that you like wine. So you're right about everything. I do love YouTube. I'm not the best at makeup, but I try. I like trying out different types of makeup. I like trying, I love, of course, buying makeup. I mean, that's obvious. Oh, using my Stila. This is the Stila Ballet Baby. This is the Glitter and Glow, or is it the Glitter and Glow or Shimmer and Glow? I have no idea. This is the Glitter and Glow. And I'm using my flat brush. This is the flat rubber brush. I like putting it on with this because I can really smooth it out nice and neatly. And then it doesn't get all crusty and flaky. And I just put it like this right here and it shows up really nicely. So I'm going to put a little bit more on the other eye. I'm going to kind of layer it up a little bit. I really like this because it really does a good job of like making everything pop. I think even with this brush you could technically probably do a cut crease with this, which I've never tried, but I think I could probably try it at least with this brush because I feel like it would work easy. I'm going to put a little bit more, make it a little bit more intense, and bring it back a little bit, kind of blend it in. See how pretty that is? That to me is such a pretty eye look. I love these glitter and glows. I just wish they wouldn't dry out so easily. I wonder if the, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's the Inglot. I wonder if that Inglot thing would help to fix this if they do dry out, because I've had a couple dry out already. I'm curious if that would work. I might have to try that. So I do love makeup and I do love doing YouTube, and so yeah, you're right, and I do love wine, but it has to be Moscato or something sweet. It doesn't have to be Moscato, but definitely something sweet. So now I'm gonna go in with, where is that? Where's the beef? Uh-oh, I lost my thing. Guys, I lost something. There it is. It was right in front of me. Could say it. Well, it's like the saying that we use is, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. I found it. I was looking for the Tarteist clay paint liner, so I'm going to use a little bit of this onto the little brush that it comes with when you purchase this. If I can get it to come out. It's hard for it to come out. It's like, okay, come on. Come on. Then the next one is Mary Montiero. I assume that you know everything to do with makeup and that you're a great mom. I do not know everything to do with makeup. I wish I knew everything. No, I don't. Because I like learning. So every day you get to learn something new. So I'm cool with still learning stuff about makeup. And then I'm a great mom. I hope I'm a good mom. I mean, that's the goal, I think, in life when we have children, is that we hope that our kids grow up and think that they had a good childhood, that they have a good mom, they have a good dad. So I hope so. Kristen Nunez, I'm assuming that you have one or two best friends, like the kind you've grown up with. I'm assuming that you love horses, ride horses, but don't own any. So, actually, I don't really have many friends at all in this area, to be honest with you. Oh my gosh, I just went really thick with this. We're gonna have to fix that. I grew up in a different town, and I feel like I have a hard time connecting with people. I feel like I am kind of closed off to like friendships and stuff sometimes. And I think it's because I've been burned several times in friendships. And it kind of like makes me stand back and think, okay, is it worth it to try again? And I don't know why, but I just have a hard time doing it. I have a hard time I can get a friend, but then it's like the maintaining. I feel like, I don't know, I just don't feel like I can maintain a friendship very long, because I feel like they either get bored with me or something, and they just, and having a family is hard when you try to have friends and do things with your friends. I think it's hard. Having a friendship is hard. So I would say my best friend would be my cousin. So we grew up together. We did lots of crazy things together. I would say she is my best friend. My mom is my best friend. My husband is my best friend. But other than that, I don't really have any like friends that aren't really family. So I'm very reserved when it comes to trying to find a new friendship, because like I said, I've been burned a couple times. So I'm paranoid that somebody's going to do something that's going to hurt me. I don't know. I have an issue with that. And I know I do. I wish I had an easier time with friendships, because I would love to have like that best friend that you can do lots of things with. But I mean, I have my sister-in-laws, but I think, honestly, I think a lot of it is that life just gets busy. And between their lives and my life, it's hard to make time to do things, in which I know that you should always try to, but I don't know. That makes me sad a little bit, honestly, because I feel like I'm missing out, because I see all these ladies that have these like really great friends, and like I feel like I don't have a great friend, and it makes me sad a little bit, I'll be honest. It does make me sad. So, I mean, I can tell you one time I had a great friend, and I thought we were great friends, and she did something really terrible to me, which caused me to like second guess other friendships, because this person was like super, super close. So what she did was she found out, like in the olden times, in the 90s, if you had a debit card and you knew, and say you had a debit card and I had a debit card, and our debit cards were at the same bank, if you knew my PIN number, then you could technically take your card, swipe it, enter my PIN number, and you would get my money, which I don't know how it worked like that, but it did. So I think that's really strange that it worked like that, but it did. So anyway, this person knew my PIN number because they had gone to the bank with me, and they had taken my money. They took my money that I was working for. I was 16, and I was working at a ice cream place, and I was saving money because I was trying to buy myself a car. So they took my money. They took some of my money. And then when I figured out that that's what they had done, it was just, it's devastating to know that somebody that you think you're friends with can do something that awful to you, to where you're like, why would you do that? I am your friend. I thought we were friends. So I do have a hard time with friendships. I do have a hard time trusting people. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know where you got cut off at, but we got cut off, so we're back now. So anyway, I have a hard time trusting, and that's something I need to try to get over, but it's hard. It really is. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to go in with my Too Faced. This is the Natural Face Palette. This palette smells good. It reminds me, I don't know why, but it reminds me of like my toys when I was younger for some reason. I don't know why, like Barbies or something. So I'm going to mix the Starlight and Satin Sheen. I'm going to mix those two and highlight my brow bone with that. All right. That looks pretty. So pretty. All right, now I'm going to curl my lashes. So we're going to curl some lashes here. There we go. And then we're going to move on to the next question. It's from Candy Gilbert. She says, I'm assuming that you like intimate small groups that get togethers, but you don't feel comfortable in large or more congested atmospheres. You prefer a more quiet get together to a large loud party. If I'm right, so do I. You're right. I do prefer that because I like to try to get to know somebody. And I feel like it's hard to get to know somebody in a larger group. So I do like more intimate atmospheres. You are correct. So like double dates and things like that. I really enjoy things like that. That's fun. Or just hanging out with a group of friends at home playing cards. Or hanging out with my brothers and their wives. Especially when we all do like game nights or we do like football party or something like that. Christmas get-togethers, Thanksgiving get-togethers. It's just hard, like I said, to get together with people sometimes because life gets so busy. And I feel like we need to all start making more time to do these things because life is just passing us by. And before we know it, we're going to be old and be like, oh my gosh, I wish we'd have spent more time together. Especially me and my brothers and their wives. Because I know for a fact that I really do like their wives. I think that they're very, very nice. I like the way that we all mesh together. We went to the beach last year together and that was such a great time. That was great because I was able to spend time with my brother. I was able to spend time with my sister-in-law. I was able to spend time with my mom. I really love that. So that was like one of the best things, like the highlights of my year last year. So I really enjoyed that. I'm not sure what the highlight of my year will be this year. I'm not sure. My son is, like I said, he's a senior in college, so he will be graduating this year. So that might be my highlight. He has also already been offered an awesome job, so that might be my highlight. I don't know. I'm really excited for him. He's got a lot of things coming up in life that are going to be really awesome for him. So I have the Naked Skin Concealer. I don't like the All-Nighter Concealer. Ugh. Don't like it. So we're going to use this instead because I know I love this. I know it works for me. So I do like smaller gatherings. So Fuzzy Artesian Soaps, Mary Brown. I assume shopping in general makes you really, really happy and makeup especially. You are right. I love to shop. I love shopping. I love even grocery shopping. I enjoy that actually because I enjoy like coming home with fresh foods and stocking the fridge and then making yummy food. I enjoy shopping, period. I could be shopping for maybe not tires or something like that. I wouldn't want to shop for that. But like shopping for new accessories for your home, clothing for your children, makeup especially. I like to makeup shop online though mostly because I feel like when I go into the store, I don't know why, but I just don't get as excited when I see something online. It's more exciting. And that's probably, maybe I need to stop online shopping at home because then I probably would buy a lot less because I know sometimes I get the product home and I'm like, ugh, you're not as fancy as I thought you were. Now I'm going to use the Becca Under Eye Setting Powder. Oh, I just got it all over my pants. Oh no, I'm almost out of this stuff. I'm going to have to get some more. I'm going to use some of this. This works really well for me and my dry skin. So we're going to set. I just like to use my ring finger to set everything because it does a good job. Plus, if my concealer didn't set all the way in, that can help to push the rest of that in with the warmth of my skin. And then Nordine, she says, I'm assuming you like wine. Yes, you all must know I like wine. I think it was because the picture was a glass of wine, so that's probably why everybody said that. It was funny though. So now I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Natural. Okay guys, sorry about that. My camera decided to overheat. This camera decides to overheat quite a bit lately and I don't know why. So I decided to throw in a little bit more mascara. See, I can do mascara better when I'm not like in front of you guys. I don't know why, but I just can. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into the Morphe palette. I forgot to do my lower lash line. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to use the Private Room. I'm going to go down here and kind of smudge some of this out. Smudge, smudge, smudge. So that was the last question or the last assumption in the communities tab. I will go through like my other, like the videos and everything like that and gather any more that I have found. So if you guys have any further assumptions or if you just want to leave any questions, you can also do that. So assumptions or questions, whichever you choose to do. I am totally up for that because I really like doing these get ready with me, answering those, because I feel like it makes it a little bit more interesting. You get to know a little bit more about me, and then not only that, I get to kind of just talk about things that sometimes I probably wouldn't have talked about, to be honest with you. So I don't know, I really like the assumptions and the questions and stuff like that on YouTube. All right, now we're gonna go into the Too Faced palette. I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna use some of the Sunny Honey. I was like, what does that say? It says Sunny Honey. I'm gonna use a little bit of that and I'm gonna bronze up a little bit. Bronzy, bronzy. I'm not good at bronzing. I just kind of do whatever. So we're gonna see how good this looks. We'll probably do some blend work once I'm done. So that's probably all I need for that. And now I just need to blend it all like really well. So blend it up into my hairline. Take it down around this way, blend more. All right, now we need some highlight. I like to do highlight and then blush, or it doesn't matter, honestly, you can do whichever, but I just like to do it the other way around. So I'm going to go into Satin Sheets with my Sigma tapered highlighter brush. I'm going to go into that and I'm just going to apply some to my cheekbone. More here. Look how pretty that is. It's so pretty. And down my nose a little bit. And then do the whole thing that YouTubers do, put it on your lip. Alright. My hair looks like a hot mess. I need to like do something with it today. I don't know what yet. Alright, now I'm going to go into Pink Wink and Pink Sand. I'm going to mix the two. And then tap it off. And tap that on for my blush. And it makes it look nice and, I don't know, I just think it looks pretty together, these two do. Mixed together. I think face palettes are fun because you can kind of mix and match your colors. That's what I like about face palettes. And of course, you guys know I always put a little on my nose to make it look like I was out in the sun. Now I'm going to go into Starlight, that shade right here. And I'm going to put just a little bit of that in my inner corner. And then the same thing on the other side. And then tap that out a little bit. There we go. That is it. That is, oh nope, that is not it. We need lips. So I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury. This is Bond Girl. I really like this color. There we go. This is what I wore for date night. Well, date at home. So this is what I wore for Valentine. So I did my eye look like this. My hair did not look like this. I promise. I actually did do my hair. It looked like a little bit better than this because this right now looked like a hot mess. Looked like Pippi Longstocking or something. But anyway, that is the get ready with me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know, what do you think of the products I used today? I really like this Morphe palette. I think it works really well. My eye look, I think it turned out really nice. Especially using the Stila Glitter and Glow. The Ballet Baby, which I've lost. I don't know how I do that. Like, you can have all your makeup in front of you and like you can misplace it. Like, just like that. So it's gone. I have no idea where it's at. Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know. And also, like I said, if you have any more assumptions, leave them in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions you want to know, leave them in the comments below as well. I love talking to you guys. Also, if you just want to share some information about yourself, I would love to hear more about you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.